I am the divisional delegate for agriculture for MESA. So I want to thank the organizers of this great training for giving me this privilege to come and talk to the young people about agriculture. I don't know how many minutes do I have so that I can know how to present. 30. Okay. I hope we know ourselves. We were here last year. I don't know whether we are the same people. Bluetooth connected. But I know that some of you can be familiar with my face. We were here last year and we talked a lot about agriculture. Today we are still going to talk about agriculture. I have just labeled the theme of this my presentation is agriculture, a path to prosperity and national development. Agriculture, a path to prosperity and national development. When the presenter for career orientation was presenting, he said something here, and I don't know whether we have taken note. If you come for a talk or a training like this, it's good to come with something to take down notes, so that when you go back, you can revise them. It can help. And there is nothing that you gather this time that will not help you in your future. So everything now will help you in your future. So it is a pleasure for me to present to these beautiful people a topic that is affecting all of us. There is nobody here that does not eat. So agriculture is the backbone of many economies. And it is the foundation for food security. Food security simply means food availability. So for food to be available, we must do agriculture. If there is no food, there is going to be chaos in our society. So agriculture is very, very important. Unfortunately, many young people think that agriculture is an old-fashioned work or is difficult. But I want to tell you that agriculture is not an old-fashioned work. Agriculture embodies modern technology, innovation, and agriculture is a profitable activity. So you can make money in doing agriculture. Then what is the definition of agriculture itself? When they say, what is agriculture? Agriculture simply means crop production, livestock farming, aquaculture, you have agro-business, agro-processing, greenhouse farming, mechanization, and, as I said, agri-business. At first, we thought that agriculture is only for scientists. Agriculture is also for us children. So you can do agri-business. You can do project management as an art student. So don't limit yourself. Agriculture is for all of us. Technology has transformed agriculture into a sector that is very exciting. At first, people were using crude tools to work in the farm. But because of technology, you can enter a tractor and till your farm. You can sit here, you do your online business. You can advertise your produce, your product, agricultural product over your telephone. So agriculture is everywhere. So you should not think that agriculture is a difficult activity or can advertise. Agriculture creates employment. Agriculture reduces poverty in the society. It guarantees all income. Your agricultural activity will raise income. I know that many families, your parents are involved in agriculture. There is nobody here who does not have maybe bitter leaf behind the house, tomato behind the house, leeks. That is agriculture. So it affects all of us. So don't think that when you run away from agriculture, you will not make it. When you become a mature person, you establish yourself, you will be forced, you have a family, you will be forced to have a small garden around your home. You have your jamanjama, you have your kormanjo, all those things will be around your home. You will not only be going to the market to buy. So agriculture is for everybody. So it is very important for all of us to equip ourselves with the knowledge of agriculture. Agriculture provides raw materials for industries. In a country like Cameroon, numerous opportunities are there in the agricultural sector, like cassava processing. I'm just running up with a project on cassava processing for the Tuba Council. And we want to establish a good cassava processing factory in Tuba. And I was looking at it. Everything is modern. You are not going to fry cassava. You are not going to fry your gari using firewood. There is a modern electric fryer for that. So in the nearest future, we'll be going to Tuba to go and do internship for that activity. Because the machines are already there. The men went to China and brought in those things. So we join to table. We have to put it as a business plan for them to operate using our directives. So that is agriculture. You have agriculture in maize production. You can produce. You can do poultry farming, fish farming, vegetable cultivation, oil palm production, food farming. And young people who embrace agriculture can become successful entrepreneurs. When we are talking about entrepreneurs in agricultural sector, you can establish yourself and become a big entrepreneur, and then begin to employ other people. So that is a very lucrative sector. You create jobs and many other things. Now, how can we succeed in agriculture as young people? That is the question that we should ask ourselves. So I want to give out some areas where we can succeed, or what can help us to succeed like young people in agriculture. Number one, you must develop a positive attitude towards farming. When your parents are going to the farm, please don't develop that attitude to go and see what they are doing. You are acquiring knowledge, you are acquiring skills. So don't sit and be loitering around. Going to follow them, to know what they are doing, you are acquiring skills. In the nearest future, you will develop that interest. So for you to be successful in this sector, you must develop that attitude towards farming. You must acquire practical skills through training and mentorship. That is what the same word that was used here by the person that presented in career orientation. You must go for training. In Cameroon, there are so many training schools that you can acquire knowledge. And there are so many industries that you can still go there and do your internships. Like, if you look around us in Bamenda here, there is the University of Bamenda. There is a faculty of agriculture there, they call it COTEC. You go there, you acquire knowledge. There is a Regional College of Agriculture in Bambili. There is a Technical School of Agriculture in Bambili. There is a BOSS, Bamenda International University. There is Polytechnic, and so many institutions where you can acquire knowledge. So you should equip yourself so that you can do agriculture as a business. What is discouraging us is that our parents were not taking agriculture as a business. They went for agriculture for subsistence. They just wanted to cultivate food so as to sustain their family. But agriculture is more than that. You can go in and you become a big entrepreneur. You employ people and you make a lot of money. I see some women who live from Equatorial Guinea and come to Gabon and come to Sata to buy vegetables in big trucks and move to that place to go and supply. So that is agribusiness. So you must acquire skills. The next thing is that you must start small and expand gradually. Yes, you can start with just 5 3-week-old chicks if you have space. And when you succeed and take them to the market after 1 month, you realize the profit. And with that, you can move to 20, 50, and 100. In Bamenda, let me say this, Bamenda is a fertile ground for agribusiness. If you look around, most of the chicks, they go 3 weeks old, that are rare in Bamenda, they come from the west. If you go outside here, you will see trucks coming down, vehicle coming down with 1 day old or 3 weeks old. We don't have them in Bamenda. So that is a fertile area for us to invest in. So as young people, we should be having this idea so that as we equip ourselves with knowledge, we know where to invest. We also talk about aquaculture, fish farming. Most of the fish that we consume in Bamenda are from other countries. So fish farming is a lucrative area where we can invest there and make a lot of money. Then this one is very important. This is what is affecting Cameroon. For you to succeed in agriculture, you must add value to farm product. You must add value to farm product through processing and packaging. Cameroon is not making enough money though they produce a lot of produce because they don't add value to their produce. If you look at the whole of Bamenda, calculate the amount of money spent on biscuit. Maybe biscuit is made from plantains, maybe from potatoes, even from cassava. But because we are not able to equip ourselves with knowledge and develop to that level, we export the cassava tubers, the bananas, to other countries. They take and add value to it and sell it back to us. And we buy with a high price. So we must look at how to succeed to add value to our produce, agricultural produce. When we do that, we are going to make a lot of money. I don't know whether there is an industry in Cameroon, I mean in Bamenda here, that produces or add value to oil palm. What you see in the market they call oleo is oil palm, is palm oil. That value has been added to it. And a liter is about 1,012. But a liter of our oil, that palm oil is not up to 700. So those are areas where we can add value to our produce and make a lot of money. Another way for us to succeed in agriculture is we must work together. we must work together through cooperatives and farmers groups. When you group yourself, you come up with a cooperative, you can write a project. You can write a project for the transformation of palm oil into vegetable oil. That is a very lucrative, a very attractive project. So if you group yourself and you come up with this type of project, you can move to the council. Bamenda 3 council, Bamenda 2 council, or Bamenda 1. You say, this is my project, this is our group, this is our cooperative. We want to add value to oil, palm oil in Bamenda. Then, those are areas where they can support you. There is what we call public investment project. If you look now, most of the councils or divisions, they have what they call maturation of projects. Like the one that I'm running up to send to Tuba, they want to carry it to that meeting. If you have your own as a group or as a cooperative, and you submit it at the level of your council, the council or the mayor is supposed to take that project to this meeting. At the level of this meeting, even me, I am a member of those who are going to examine projects that are very, very attractive and they have their place in the market. So if we see that type of project, we'll be very, very happy to ask the government to sponsor it. So those are areas that you can invest and you succeed. And lastly, to succeed in agriculture, you must practice sustainable agriculture to protect the environment. You know, when we are producing, we are also causing problems to the environment. So for you to succeed in agriculture, you must succeed by practicing sustainable agriculture. There is a lot of organic manure around our homes. Some of us are ignorant about it. Instead of you to go to the market to buy 50 kilograms of NPK 2010 fertilizer, organic, synthetic fertilizer, you can gather the organic waste around our homes. You keep them together and then use it in your farm. That one will not degrade our farms the way synthetic chemicals they do. So those are areas you should look into them. Even at the level of the council, at the level of Bamenda, I think the Lord Mayor for Bamenda too is in Canada now, still lobbying for for a modern waste processing industry in Bamenda. He was there last year, right now he's still there lobbying for those people to come. These are areas where we will not waste our waste. We will take them and we sell them. Some of us will be employed in that area to process our waste so that we can use it back in our farms. That is a sustainable way to manage our environment. Now let us look at where you can have support. I started saying that government can give support, educational institutions and financial organizations can give support to young people, and we are encouraging them to support young people through training. If you are working in the credit union or in the microfinance, we encourage them to train you so that you can have this skill to invest in agriculture. Like me, when I left Regional College of Agriculture, I was recruited by Royal Investment Credit, food market, that bank, that microfinance is at the level of food market. And I was employed as a manager to supervise their input service. So they needed a technician senior technician to support that, to manage that areas. And we manage that area and we excel. I think many of you and many other microfinance institutions will look for people like you. Since when we left that place, that park have been locked. If you go to Royal Investment Grading Food Market, just around opposite the road going to Fish Pond, you will see it opposite. That their input service has been closed down. Why? Because there are no people to manage it.